Hey guys, welcome back to Sports Bar. We are going to discuss about Premier League and we'll discuss about Premier League standings. We'll discuss about mid-table teams and then we'll discuss about the teams that might relegate this season and teams that have been promoted this season. So,
So yeah, we are going to start from 7 to we don't really talk about the 18 that 17 to 8. We are just talking about top 7 and just the bottom 3, who are going to relegate first. So we start with the relegation first. I think so. There are a lot of candidates right now. Newcastle is the one. Their takeover was not completed. That they everyone was saying that their Saudi Arabian takeover was going to take place and the Newcastle was going to be owned by Sheikh and all. And they are going to sign players like Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, and everyone. So that did not happen, sadly for them. Premier League rejected that move. So again, Newcastle I think so is the one who will be in the relegation battle. Second I think so is Crystal Palace. Last year they had some momentum, going into the season, starting of the season, but that momentum quickly dropped as soon as in the later part of the season, later part of the season, and after that COVID and all, they just dropped down. So I think so. Crystal Palace is also one of the relegation candidates. I think so Fulham is gonna they are again last time they came up they straight away went down after spending 110 million. So they are one of the relegation candidates. Then you have Brighton, who are always somehow managed to get out of that relegation zone. I'm not taking Southampton into the picture because they have a great side and Ralph Hansen has the Southampton coach Ralph Hansen he has done a great job. So I think so Southampton are gonna just finish somewhere beyond somewhere in that 12th or 13th
14th
spot.
team.
12, 13th spot. So again,
Okay.
right now, the what you can say, relegation team I see at the start of the season is I think so Aston Villa will get relegated, Newcastle will get relegated, and the other team would be I think so you can say Fulham or maybe Crystal Palace. So I think so I'm going with Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Fulham. What are those
And
three?
what do you think about the teams that have been newly promoted? Do you think they might hold on their position in the Premier League or they might have to go down again?
I think so. West Brom is a great side. They've challenged Leeds to that championship title last season. I think so. West Brom, they are going to just do well, to finish somewhere around 14 or 15. Leeds, I think so, is one of the what you can say most exciting team to watch. They have a great coach in Marcelo Bielsa. They have a great system going on right now. Their pressing is absolutely brilliant right now, and the way that team plays is brilliant. And they have recently signed Rodrigo from Spain. He's a great striker, and I think so. He's gonna score goals. They also have Patrick Bamford, and they have all these. It's a good squad, and I think so. They are going for Julian Draxler right now. I don't know how much. I don't know rate the transfer, but they are going for what you can say Julian Draxler. So again, I think Leeds are going to do well. I think so. They can maybe crack top 10. I'm not going as high, as because most of the people are saying they might finish top 7. They might get that final European spot, but I'm not going too far right now. I'll just watch their few games and I will just right now I will say that they can break top 10. So I see them finishing nearby 10th position, maybe 11th or 12th.
So a lot to play for the teams that have been newly promoted, and now we'll shift our focus to the teams that will do well or the teams that might do well, and we'll talk about the teams that will stand in the at the top of this points table.
So there are a lot of teams, which can do well. Everton is certainly the one who can break into the top six. We all know that the traditional top six of Premier League, that is Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Liverpool. So yeah, so I think so. Everton can do well. So they certainly have a great coaching and Carlo Ancelotti, and they have signed James Rodriguez. They have signed Doucouré. I think so. I think so. They signed Doucouré from Watford. He's a good, what you can say, holding midfielder. So I think so. They have Richarlison on the left on the left side. They have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has who's banking goals for Carlo Ancelotti at the striker position. They also signed last year Moise Kean from Juventus, the wonder kid from Italy. But they also having he did not play well last season, but I think so he can do good this season. So the only concern with me is the right side. Who's gonna play on the right side? They have Theo Walcott. They have maybe Sigurdsson who can play there, but again, Theo Walcott is 31 years old and never did that potential. So that the right side concerns me. But yeah, Everton is a good team. Wolves, I think so. They can do a better job than that seventh. There are a lot of them are saying that Wolves are dropped down now. They are not that good. But I think so. They are good. They are self sufficient. They can do well. Leeds, as I said earlier, Leeds is the one that I'm excited about. What you can say, I'm hoping to. Excited to watch them. Then they have. I've heard a lot about them. I have not watched their game. I have not seen them how they play other than that Arsenal versus Leeds game last season. But they are certainly an exciting team to watch. And Leicester City again, we all know Leicester City were challenging Liverpool for that Premier title last season, or I think so majority of the time. And they just then after that, in 2020 they suddenly shift down. I think so they can mount a comeback. So again, these are the four teams. I can see breaking that top six. But other than that, I think so it's gonna be difficult for the other teams like Sheffield United. I think so they are going to drop down this year. Burnley is the one team I think so they are going to drop down a little bit to the bottom of the table. So yeah, competition is tough. But let's see what the season brings us to us now.
And what about Liverpool? Liverpool are the defending champions, and there's going to be a tremendous pressure on them to actually do well in this season, and also the pressure to win this tournament once again. What do you think of Liverpool? They won the league last year after 30 years, and I'm sure the fans don't want to wait another 30 years for another trophy.
Mm.
So, what do you think of Liverpool now?
I think so for Liverpool. I think so it's not going to be easy that which was last year because Chelsea are certainly they have signed those caliber players, good quality caliber of players, and they have made those signings. Chelsea is looking good. Man City, they have strengthened their defense. They have signed Nathan Ake. I think so they were missing centre back last season, and they have signed Nathan Ake who can again who can perform well. They also signed Ferran Torres as the replacement of Leroy Sane. I think so they were missing Sane pretty much last season, and I think so that's the reason why they were not good at while attacking as well. So I think so. Perhaps Pep Guardiola can do a little bit better than what they did last season. Manchester United also looking good. The run they had in the Premier League after signing Bruno Fernandes, that was just excellent. They just kept winning the matches, and they were I think so 15 points below Leicester City before January, and they finished in the third position. So again, you can say Manchester United was certainly grown up to that level. So again, it's not going to be an easy for Liverpool this year. They are certainly going to face a lot of challenge. And the way that Liverpool have played since they have won that Premier League, I'm not what you can say. I'm not impressed with them. They are playing a little bit sluggish football. They are just trying to move the ball from one corner to the other. There's no what you can say intensity in that. There's no penetration in that.
Creativity.
There's no creativity in that. So and they are just trying to move the ball slowly, which teams get time to you can say get men behind the ball, just defend, properly defend. And I think so. Liverpool they have to bring that quickness. They have to they have to create something in the middle. They have to rely. I think so. Liverpool will heavily rely on Jordan Henderson to create those opportunities for you can say Sadio Mane or Mo Salah. They certainly have the potential to play that fast counter-attacking football with the likes of Robertson. They have Arnold. They have Van Dijk. They have Henderson. They have Fabinho. You can play that over the top ball, or you can just play a through ball. I think they certainly have that creativity, but the Klopp need to bring the best out of them. And I think so. If they don't do it, if they don't do it, I think so. Top two is going to be difficult for them if they don't perform well this time.
Exactly, and as far as the things are going to be well for Liverpool, I don't think Klopp will be worried. We'll talk about Chelsea. They have signed a lot of new players, and how difficult or easy do you think is it for them to be a group and play together?
It's not that difficult for them to being a group and play together. It's just what you can say understanding the player. You have to gel them together. There are a lot of different personalities in that team right now. They have Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic is there, who I think so Chelsea is one of the best performers in that lockdown. I think so. Pulisic is one of the best Chelsea players in 2020, and he has that Christian Pulisic is now the number 10 of Chelsea. So he's kind of you can say a kind of a replacement now. He's filling in the boots of Eden Hazard right now, and I think so he can perform well. But I think so how we are going to line up with them, and how I think so they are going to perform is a big task ahead of them. Even though the attack is exceptionally well, I think so the defense is the reason they can face a problem. They have a good left back, they have a good right back, but they need another centre back. Again, as I said, Thiago Silva is good signing, but I think they should have gone for someone else like Koulibaly if they had money for of that sort. So again, Chelsea is gonna be a great team to watch attacking wise, but defensive wise, I think so. Can they hold the other teams? I think so. The only formula that Chelsea have right now is to outscore their opponents. Don't worry about the goals they are considering. Just outscore the teams and just kill the game off as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and Arsenal recently have been in form. They won the FA Cup, and they were looking good at the end stages of Premier League as well. So this is a new season, and this is going to be a new beginning under Mikel Arteta. And how well do you think this Arsenal team might do this time?
I have a lot of expectation, or you can say hope from Arsenal team. They certainly showed that they can play alongside big guys post lockdown. I think so. The only problem I see is they can play well against these good teams, but how are they going to perform against the small teams? Those teams that are just going to sit back. They are just going to put that pressure and not give you any space or any chance, you can say, to attack for them to attack. So I think so how Arteta lines up against these small teams, how they perform against these teams, how they are going to break open this defense, gonna be key for them. And if they manage to defeat teams like Fulham and all that, all that what you can say mid-table team or below mid-table team, so I think so they have a chance to finish in the top six. But if they if they fail to defeat these teams, then I don't think they should what you can say keep the teams of playing in the Champions League. Again, a lot of fans are saying Arteta is coming. He has gotten good players. Arsenal have performed well. They can get Champions League next season. But I don't think Champions League is it will be the goal for them right now. They should just focus on playing good football, winning those games. They should I think so take a batch of 5 games at a time to just focus on them, just get those through, and after all those games you can see which they can see where they are finished. And if they do well, then certainly they can finish Champions League. But I think so they have a lot of what you can say way to go to Champions League. There's a lot of gap between them and the rest of the top teams, so I think that's going to be a problem for them. So I think top four is a big ask for them, but top six they can definitely manage to get that top six at least this season.
What makes it so difficult for Arsenal to face against these mid-table teams and the teams that are lying in the below? What makes it so difficult for them? Why do you think the Arsenal cannot find the net so often, or why do you think they fail to win the games?
Again, I've seen, Arsenal. I've talked about this earlier as well. Arsenal, they play exceptionally well for the first 30 minutes, and after that, because Arteta demands a lot from his player. You need that sort of physicality to play under that system. And Arsenal players, they certainly don't have that what you can say physique, and they don't have that physical strength to play in a what you can say this sort of football for 90 minutes. So again, they score a goal and they just kind of drop off their tempo, they drop off their intensity, and then they certainly start to and the opponents start to dominate them, and they just get 1 or 2 goals. I think so. They should get if they're dominating, they should try to get 3 goals, 4 goals just to kill off that game. And against against small teams, they're just going to sit down. They're just going to sit there. They're telling them to come on, push us. What you can say, attack us more, push your men forward. So I think so. That way Arsenal are not fast enough to break those down, break those attacks, or break those defense. And so they need to be quick. They need to be precise, and they need to organize themselves against these small teams. Because they are made to what you can say soak the pressure. So I think so they need to work on those attacking scenarios, and maybe they can find those net, and they can what you can say put 3 or 4 goals against these teams.
Exactly. So Arsenal should try to score more often, and we'll talk about the teams Manchester United and Manchester City. Manchester City, I feel, are the favorites to win this Premier League trophy, and expectations from Guardiola. What do you think about Manchester City this season? Do you think they might actually go on and win this trophy, or even this time Liverpool might get this again?
I think Man City are currently favorites right now to win this trophy. Last year, I think so. It was one of the worst season that Pep Guardiola might have had in Manchester City, winning just Carabao Cup and that Community Shield. I think so. Manchester City's goal is to win at least Premier League or Champions League, one of them. It will be interesting to see what the Pep focus is, where is Pep's focus. I think so. Last year his focus was solely on Champions League. I think he wanted to win the Champions League with that Man City squad. So he maybe did not overlook that much the Premier League. So currently this season I'm interested to see what Pep is thinking, and what sort of team, what sort of what sort of system Man City is playing in, and what are they going to do in the Premier League. So I will currently wait for 2 or 3 seasons, but as of right now, I think so. Pep Guardiola and Man City are favorites to win. Liverpool can provide them a challenge, but I think so. Man City might overcome them this time.
Quick prediction: how many points do you think Liverpool and Manchester City might score this year?
95. About 95.
95 points. So
95.
Big statement. And talking about the teams that are in between, that is Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United. How many points do you think these teams might secure?
I think the Chelsea might finish somewhere above 40, 75 to 80. They certainly have a team. They are just going to outscore. I think so. They should look to outscore the teams. For right now, I think if they get that defensive, what you can say, defensive input in the January transfer window, then maybe they can play a little bit of neutral football. But I think so they should right now they should just try to outscore their opponent. So Chelsea might get somewhere around 75 to 80 points, and the race is going to be for the 4th place. As to the 4th place team, we will get around 68 or 69 points.
Yeah, so the big boys are gonna get a lot many points this season, and yeah, guys, that's what we have for this video. If you have anything to add, you can.
No.
Yeah, so we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.